All right, here we are. Bedtime Bible stories with the Wilsons.
And this thing.
Whatever that is. Get that thing out of here. All right, here we go. We have a story, and we don't read these ahead of time, but we read these bedtime Bible stories, so we thought you might enjoy this. So, Bedtime Bible Stories with the Wilsons. The story tonight is called Through Fire and Water. And we don't know if this story is good or if it's terrible. So, you guys get up here. Wherever your face is going.
Sorry, it's
All right.
really hard to
Bedtime Bible Stories with the Wilsons. Through Fire and Water. All right, Sky, there's a mother here, and then there's two boys, I think. So, that's perfect. Come on up here. You got to read. Give us your British voice. That's the good one.
No,
Please.
I'm not. No way.
She's turned
no
12, and she's no fun whatsoever anymore.
don't wanna be 12.
Total dud now, isn't she? See, when they turn 12, that's the end. That's the end of the fun. All right, well, then use just...
Gordon and Clarence. Gordon and Clarence.
Clarice.
Clarice.
Said mother.
If you don't stop this continual quarreling, I shall give you both a whipping and put you to bed.
Boring as
I
all
can't
get out.
see
You are kidding me, right?
I could
This
do-
is how you're going to read.
I could do this better.
Just even...
Gordon and Clarice.
Clarice. Yeah, listen.
I never
If you don't
heard.
stop this continual quarrel.
Quit. Just 2 months ago, you would just laugh and you have totally just turned 12. It's over. Well, she's turning 13 in 3 months, so hopefully there will be a recovery period. Okay, go ahead. Read in your boring voice.
Gordon and Clarice, said mother.
Jesus,
If
help
you
us.
don't stop this continual quarreling, I shall give you both a whipping and put you to bed.
Is that how you would talk if you were going to give your kids a whipping? Is that
Yes.
how I talk when I'm going to give you a whipping?
I never heard of a brother and sister getting on like this.
Oh, I got to
before.
be a sister. That's a bummer. Okay.
You could have been the mother.
Gordon slapped my face, said Clarice fiercely. So I just slapped his. That's a terrible little girl voice. I'm telling you right now, it's terrible.
You could have
Okay,
been the
you're up.
mother.
She knocked my engine off the rails on purpose.
Okay, you have to pick a different voice.
Yeah,
That's horrifying.
She knocked the engine off the rails on purpose.
Snapped Gordon.
She deserved all she got.
Mother.
Well, mind now. Any more of it, and up to bed you go. Both of you. And without your supper.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say next time you guys get in trouble. Children, I'm going to get aggravated and I'm not going to give you your supper. Come on, put some feeling into this. Don't you know what an exclamation point is?
No.
Okay,
She's gonna
go
become a
River. You're up.
monitoring teacher. It was her fault.
Muttered Gordon. Wasn't, retorted Clarice.
Are you going to stop?
I need to be the mother.
Even you know that's ridiculous, said the
Are
mother.
you?
There was so much action implied in her tone, of voice and manner that the children subsided. What had happened to both of them, no man could tell. There had been a time when they loved to play together and were as friendly as could be. But since they had both been in school, their attitude toward one another had changed completely. Gordon would bring his boy chums home and be very happy and pleasant with them. Clarice would do the same with her friends. But when the brother and sister was left alone, they would argue and quarrel and fight and carry on. There was not a single thing they could agree on. And whatever one said to the other was sure to contradict. Wow, this story is amazingly, very much like some other children I know who can't seem to get along.
It's just because she
Okay, Mother.
doesn't do anything.
I'm going to town now.
Said Mother shortly afterward.
Mind you be good till I return. And remember, no quarreling.
But as soon as Mother was out of the house, Gordon and Clarice started again.
I feel like
Where-
we've
where
read
are
this
we?
before. We have read this before.
No, we haven't.
You better not touch my engine again.
Began Gordon in a challenging tone. Shall if I like? I hate that voice. Said Clarice, tossing her head in the air.
You do, said Gordon. You do.
Said Gordon.
And just see what happens. You'll be sorry.
You keep changing the voices.
I don't care.
That's my line. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care, retorted Clarice. You daren't touch me, I'll tell Mama.
Daren't I? Well, don't touch my things then. That's all.
Gee whiz, you hacked a lung out on my shoulder. Do you mind? Gordon was down on his hands and knees fixing his engine, which was just getting up steam. It was a sturdy little engine, a model of a streamliner, and behind it was a long train of coaches and trucks. The blue flame of the tiny alcohol burner was curling around the boiler, fizzing and sputtering as tiny drops of water trickled down into it from the safety valve. Keep up.
Ready? All aboard!
Cried Gordon, forgetting the quarrel.
Right away, conductor!
He pulled a lever and away went the train, faster and faster, following the lines under the chairs, between the table legs, through the tunnels, all around the dining room. All of a sudden, something happened. Whether Clarice intended to or not will perhaps never be known, but just as the engine was steaming past her at half speed, she stepped across the rail. The funnel of the engine caught her heel, and over went the train, coaches, baggage car, and all. Probably not on purpose, like you do
I
things
remember
to
this.
River all
We
the time.
watched this.
We saw
read
this. We saw this.
We did?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
watched
Okay,
it's-
well, go. I don't remember it. Go
I
ahead.
do.
But maybe I'm getting...
You
getting
clumsy
old.
mean thing.
cried Gordon, jumping to his feet and dashing across the room to Clarice. But Clarice was too quick for him, and she reached the other side of the table just in time. Round and round they went, getting more angry as Clarice eluded him. Suddenly, Clarice, I can't even say that, Clarice raised a cry of alarm. Look, the house is on fire! And it was. In his anger, Gordon had forgotten his engine, and the alcohol burner had leaked out all over the floor. Flames were leaping high in the air. Newspapers caught fire, and flames were licking at the loose cover of the armchair.
Quick!
Cried Gordon.
Through the door on the mat while I get some water.
Clarice rushed to get the mat and flung it out on the flames. With her little feet, she tried to stamp it out, but it was in vain. The linoleum had caught and was burning fiercely. Gordon ran in with his bucket of water, but it was not enough. Are you keeping a drum beat for us?
Sorry.
The curtains had caught now. He ran back for more. Oh, what shall we do? What shall we do? Cried Clarice. With all her little strength, she bravely and desperately tried to fight the flames. Seeing the curtains ablaze and thinking to save the ceiling, she tore them down and stamped on them. By this time, Gordon was back again with more water.
Look out!
He cried.
Your dress is on fire! You better stop, drop, and roll before you die!
There's 3 dresses on
That
fire.
didn't happen.
That reminds me of Mr. Krabs. I'm on fire! Yeah.
Wait, no.
And without another word, he threw the bucket of water all over her. Just then, the back door burst open, and in rushed the next-door neighbor. He'd seen the flames from the window, and he guessed what had happened. In a moment, he started to help Gordon with the water, and together they soon had the fire under control. Oh, my legs! Cried poor soaked Clarice. The last embers were stamped out, and the excitement was dying down. Why, child, said the neighbor as he looked at them, you're all burned, badly burned. Quick, Gordon, run for the doctor, fast as you can.
That's really good, though.
Thank you, appreciate that. Gordon was off like a flash. It's better than my Clarice voice, I promise you. Gordon was off like a flash, and in a few minutes the doctor was in the house. Telephone for an ambulance, he said to the neighbor. She must be taken to the hospital at once.
You're good at impressions.
Thank you. Half an hour later, Mother returned to find a huge black hole in the dining room floor, with Gordon weeping disconsolately. Wow, haven't heard that word for a while.
Yeah.
In the midst of the scene of desolation, when she heard about Clarice, she almost collapsed.
But she was so brave.
Said Gordon.
I didn't know a girl could be so brave, which isn't true. She tried to put it out.
Just read. During the next few weeks, Gordon paid daily visits to the hospital and went in as often as he was allowed. If girls aren't brave, then why are you always having Timber go outside with you when I ask you to get something after dark?
I didn't say that. I didn't do that.
Oh, why do you have to have Sky go with you to the basement to get stuff when it's dark?
Don't talk about that.
All right, I already had one pair of glasses broke today. Every day he took something for his sister, flowers or fruit or books, sending them in with a little note in his own writing. He never thought he could be so miserable and lonely without her. And when at last Clarice was allowed to come home, it was a very different Gordon who welcomed her. And while neither of them said anything about it, they both determined in their little hearts that they would never be mean to each other again. This is a great lesson. All
I
right.
hope a fire starts in the house so this can happen.
I want to say something. Sky, you get up here. I want to say something. This is a great lesson because I'm always telling you, too, that you need to get along. The Bible tells us this, that we're supposed to get along with one another. Because I've told you, Sky, get your face up here. I've told you, sometimes it's normal for a brother and sister to fight with each other and a little bit. But sometimes you throw him around because he's little, puny,
I don't
stick
throw
man.
him
You
around.
throw him around, and
Yeah.
he's gotten hurt several times. Now listen, it would be a horrible thing if he got really hurt. Like yesterday, Timber threw you around, and you hit your head on the hearth, and you have a knot on your head.
Oh, that was
Knot
today.
head. Yeah. Okay. What
That was funny.
You know, it only takes one accident like that for somebody to get hurt
You mean
really
when
bad.
Rev threw the rock at my head and busted my head open?
Yes.
Why do you have to break
Okay,
that up?
listen.
Now I feel bad.
Remember when you hit me in the face and broke my glasses and cut my head open?
Okay, I was little at that time. I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, still, gosh, my hair. Okay, so I look ridiculous. Look at me. Huh? Anyway.
Man, you should have gotten that haircut.
I
Oh,
should have, yeah.
No, you
Okay,
shouldn't
so
have.
listen. It only takes, when you guys start messing with each other like that and getting angry, sometimes people get really hurt physically. But the hurt can be just as bad from being angry with each other all the time, and that can last into your adulthood. I know brothers and sisters that still don't like each other today because they were mean to each other when they were young. So it's important that you're kind to each other. I know you love each other. I know you do. But sometimes it's hard when we all live in the same house together. We have tempers and we get aggravated with one another once in a while. But deep down, we've got to love each other. And we can't be doing things. You sometimes act out in anger. And I understand it. And you'll push him or something. Sometimes he can get really hurt. But you're his older sister. You're actually supposed to take up for him. And I think you would. If something really happened to where somebody tried to come against him, like at school or something. I'll tell you one little story and then I'll quit. I remember one time somebody did something to me in grade school, and my sister was in high school. And one time after school, she told me she was going to come to my school and take care of it. And I saw her. I was on the bus, and then we'd go up to the high school and pick up the high school kids, and I saw her tromping down the sidewalk toward grade school. She missed the bus and took off down to the grade school to take care of a situation for me because she was taking up for me, even though she was usually a jerk to me. Deep down, that showed me that she really cared for me. And I think you would do the same thing. I think you would take up for her. I do.
She wouldn't. She would just sit on her phone and say, "Nah."
I don't think she would. See, that's how he feels. So you have to make him know that you love him. That's why I tell you once in a while you need to straighten up and show love. Because I'm telling you, it can go on until you dislike each other as adults. It can happen. So I want you to start being kinder to one another. River's a good boy, and you're a good girl. You should love one another. You're good kids. So be good kids to each other.
You already gave us this
And you all,
lesson.
well,
you know this?
apparently it didn't sink in. Because you got a knot on your head.
No, that wasn't
And
between
you all,
and Rev.
you all be good to each other.
It wasn't my fault Timber was tickling me to death. She was trying.
Timber literally tickled her today because she wanted her to pee her pants.
I
That's ridiculous.
I heard her say to me, "I made Sky pee her pants. I accomplished what
That's
I wanted."
ridiculous. This is how I'm living. It's horrifying here. Horrifying.
Oh my gosh.
We're doing okay. Well, we might make it
It
through
was
this
torture.
alive.
I didn't
See
even.
ya.
I didn't even
See ya.
notice. I didn't even notice the knot, like me hitting my head on the thing because she was tickling me so much.
And now you have a knot on your head. You see what I mean? But that can turn really ugly really fast. And I had a fire going on in the fireplace. What if your hair caught on fire? You'd be bald right now and you'd look like an idiot. All right, see y'all. Merry Christmas.